Okay, so thank you for joining me this evening, and thank you to those who will be watching this later. So this is a parent information webinar that I'm holding for a workshop that I'm running in February, how to be a successful senior student. And for those of you who don't know me, this is just I will reduce myself right down at the top there because you can't see. For those of you who don't know anything about me, my name is Jodie 𝐒𝐮𝐜𝐬𝐿 and my business is called Taking Perspective. I grew up in Sydney. I did all my school and university in Sydney and travelled to Queensland, and been in Melbourne now around 16 years and had two amazing boys myself. What I do is I help support students and empower parents. And what I mean by that is I help parents with strategies so that they can also take them home and work with their students or kids in their own private environment, as well as offering the support to students themselves on a one-to-one basis. So I offer one-to-ones with parents, as well as parental programs and support for students on a one-to-one basis and group basis. Not too many people actually know what an executive function coach is. So that's just really around helping students with gaining the skills and strategies to what they need to succeed. So what we're looking at is areas around self-management skills. So this is not about just helping them in their school life. Self-management skills, as we know as adults, is something that we take into all areas of our life as we grow older. So an executive function coach, how would it benefit your students, is about helping them organise, plan, helping them learn how to prioritise, make lists that aren't overwhelming, and learn to prioritise what's important over what's not important, how to manage their time effectively and maintain focus around their subjects and their school, and how to self-assess. And that's one of the biggest things that even us as adults struggle with. It's the ability to self-assess when we are struggling with something, working out what it is that we're actually struggling with. And obviously there, with all of that, it helps effectively with the study programs. So self-management skills have become increasingly important. And I think there's a lot of distractions that our teenagers are facing in this world with social media and all sorts of areas of life. So if your kids, you're finding that their assignments are late, they're cramming before tests, they tend to forget when things are due, they just get overwhelmed, distracted, they feel unmotivated. They might even complain that, you know, the teacher is always on their back, or they might be complaining that you as the parent are always on their back. So it's really about helping them to organise themselves and plan their school life as well as their private life. So what this workshop will do, it'll be with objectives and goals. It's to help the students understand how to effectively manage their time and organise themselves, to understand the difference between what homework is and what studying is, because often they can get quite intermingled. To develop effective study plans to reflect this knowledge, and the ability to develop strategies to overcome exam anxiety, because that's, in our senior years, something that a lot of our students face. There's a lot of pressures put upon them within the senior years. So the reason why I decided to do this workshop is even with my own boys going through senior school, I found that students complained a lot, and their friends complained a lot about just the inability to self-manage themselves. They seem to have somewhere along the line lost certain skills to be able to, as I said, plan, organise, maintain their time and focus, and to be able to self-assess when things go wrong. So the strategies I teach the students enables them to be organised. It enables them to use their time more effectively. It helps them to plan their tasks around their school life, so extracurricular activities are incorporated, and how to maintain focus without distractions, and giving them skills and just some tips around distractions and the loopholes that we can fall into. And obviously being able to self-assess yourself if you do get overwhelmed and anxious around something. It's about tapping into why you're feeling this way at this present moment. So there's a little bit of sort of emotional intelligence that comes with this. So again, they're becoming increasingly important, especially with so many extracurricular activities that our children have been facing. Even I can be guilty of, the kids doing sometimes up to 3 different activities of an evening, just trying to keep them active, especially because they're boys. And to a degree, it just burnt them out. And it was, I look back now and I can see the signs and the symptoms of that. So it's understanding that all these activities, whilst they are good, they can also be counterproductive to your teenager and their school life. So it's just adding those extra pressures, especially in their senior years. They have a lot going on. So the workshop will help focus on being able to ease those feelings of overwhelm, those feelings of pressure, by being able to organise themselves. We also will work on mindset around school work also, because if they aren't in the right mindset, then they're not going to be able to put themselves in a place where they're happy to sort of move forward. It's, that glass half full situation. Are they in a growth mindset place, or are they in a fixed mindset place? So throughout the workshop goes for 3.5 hours in total. There's a half an hour break that I'll give the students. The first things we'll do is I'll teach them how to utilise the learning state. So this is a technique that I learned opening up the peripheral vision, and a lot of psychologists use this just to help with the subconscious mind opening up and being able to absorb all the information that they are about to read or listen to, whatever their needs are at the time. Time management skills, organisation. I teach them how to do a time audit and how to work out where they're using their time effectively and where they're not. As I said, we'll work on the student's mindset. We develop the understanding of the difference between homework and study, as well as the difference between homework and study plans, because your homework plan is different to your study plan. They work together. Your homework plan will tend to include your extracurricular activities and those things that are important, those things that you do on a week-to-week basis, time slots. You could have specialist appointments, whatever it is. All those things we incorporate into the timetable, and then we work out where the gaps are and where we can incorporate the study plans, as well as with the time audit. Is there a gap that we can make smaller by doing something different in that area so that there's a bigger study block, or how we work that out? So I go through and teach them how to do that. We also touch on strategies around overwhelm and anxiety for assignments and exams. And I think that's really important. I worked with a fair few students at the end of last year in New South Wales and Victoria for the VCE and HSC around exam anxiety at the end of the year, and just giving them the techniques on what they can do within the exam if they find that their thoughts are getting a little erratic and they're not able to pull in the resources that they have. Because what we need to understand, and especially our teenagers need to understand, that they've been given all the information that they need. And for the most part, if they're doing what they're supposed to do with their homework and they're studying, well, they have all the information, and it's just teaching them the techniques on how to draw upon that information within the exam and not being overwhelmed with anxiety due to. I'm offering this face-to-face. This is a numbers game at the moment for the face-to-face. So we'll see how that goes. That's being offered on the Saturday, the 18th of February, 9 till 12:30 p.m. if we do go ahead with the face-to-face, there will be refreshments and that sort of thing available for the students. They also get their workbook, and that's being offered Bidjali Place in Narre at the library. And I offered this option because I'd been asked to, this for people who were interstate and that sort of thing. So I'm offering it online on the 25th of February. The students will get exactly the same things. Nothing will change other than I won't be offering refreshments. They'll still get their half an hour break. But yeah, there will be actually no difference in the content offer. So it's a 3.5 hours and it's $189 per student for the 3.5 hours. Okay. All right, so for those of you who are watching this live, or for those of you who watch the replay, you can contact me for a free coaching call if you want to discuss it further. I also do offer a 1.5 hour coaching session special price where we can work on one particular issue with your student, and as a parent and as a student and myself, we can work upon that, and the three of us all together, or if the student prefers just one-on-one, we can involve them in the coaching call. It's about making sure that the teenager is comfortable. So making sure that they have that familiarity with me, and so, you know, there's no sort of surprises and they're comfortable. I'm also offering a parenting program to start on the 20th of February. It's around helping your child within your own space and your strategies around emotional intelligence. That's a 6-week program. I'll be running that. It's 1 2-hour session per week, and it's $300 per person or $450 per couple. Again, with that, it's just a case of booking for your free coaching call, and we can discuss, you know, the options around that. Okay, so thank you for listening. Thank you for those who are watching this on the replay, and I will now stop the recording.